So I was getting ready to film a video and I came upstairs and I saw this and I thought you guys would like to see. Let me get it together. It's Stormy and Jonesy in the bed. Oh, look at my two little muffins. Oh, Storm. They're so cute. These two we actually got together as kittens. They're siblings, different dads. But yeah, we've had them for just over 2 years. Had them since they were about 3 months old. Look at them, they're so cute. Oh. Alright, so let's get started on this video. So today I want to share with you guys this little plant nook that I have created over the last 2 years. It is so full now, this table, that I have started hanging things on the walls, as you can see right there. And then on this side I have to get some more pot holders and I will start hanging things over there. I got these pot rings. Let me see if I can show you clearly. So you can see those pot rings there, around there. That is a 6-inch ring, so I was hoping to get some that are around 4 inches to put on this side, and then I can put some of my smaller pots up off of the table and just make room for some more things. But I wanted to share with you guys this collection. So most of these plants are either Dischidia or Hoya, and then it's kind of sprinkled with a few other things. But this area I actually chose for this window. So this window gets like southeast light. Actually, it gets a certain part of the day it gets southeast light, and another part of the day it gets southwest light. So this is a perfect window for these. They have recently come back inside from being out on the screened-in porch, and out in the screened-in porch they did not get the same intensity of light that they get in this window. So next year I'm thinking I probably won't put them outside. I'll just leave them up here where they do best, and that's what's most important to me, is putting them where they will perform best. Because if you are a Hoya collector or a Dischidia collector, or you know, whatever, sometimes these plants don't grow as fast as you want them to. They can be slow growers. So as long as I've got them in optimum light, warmth, I'm watering them properly, fertilizing them properly, I should be able to see, you know, a decent amount of growth. So that being said, let's, oh camera. Okay, don't flip over. I need a new tripod so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start here on the end. This is actually a small cactus that I got on clearance at a nursery over winter. It was 75% off. It was super cheap, but it actually bloomed for me this winter and it was super cute. So we've got all kinds of stuff on this table. Okay, so here is a string of turtles. Super cute. These two are aloes. They're by Altman Plants. I got these at Lowe's on clearance over, I think, December last year. And then here is a Polynesian ivy, and I actually have a 6-inch pot of this downstairs. This one I bought separately as a super small plant, and then I ended up finding a 6-inch pot, so I bought that too. Right here we have a variegated Hoya carrii. This plant is the slowest growing Hoya of the bunch, but it's so beautiful. Like I only have 2 leaves right now, and I've had these 2 leaves for probably about 6 months, and that's back when I got it about 6 months ago. Over here we have a Hoya Publix Splash. That is super pretty. I got this off of Mercury. I don't know if you guys heard about that site. I think I've shared some videos about my ordering experience on that site, and that's where that plant came from, and it is putting out so much growth. So very good, happy with that purchase. Here is a Hoya retusa. See if I can show you guys how cool this is. Look at that. She is so cool. I love the growth on this. And actually, when I had this pot out in the screen and porch, the aphids loved the new foliage on this plant. So there were many days where I had to keep spraying off the foliage, and then when I moved it inside, I kind of kept it separated because it was still showing aphids on there. So yeah, so here is the Hoya curtsii, and a lot of these are like all kind of entangled, so I'll kind of just lift it up a bit, try to get some better shots of it. And then diagonal from it is Hoya Chelsea, who puts out these heart leaves, which are so pretty. And then let's see, did we miss anyone up here? I have this Dischidia oyantha, I think that's how you pronounce it. With Hoya and Dischidia, it's kind of hard to ID them. So I just have to go off what someone else has, called this plant, because I think there is another oyantha, if that's how you pronounce it, and they all kind of have several different names. So that's just the name that I have for that. It's variegated, it's trailing, it's beautiful. So let's go back on this window, and I probably should have started back here, but I have a green Hoya carrii here, and this plant is finally starting to put out tons of growth for me. Last year it gave me 2 leaves. This year it's given me 2 more leaves, and then some vertical growth. And so the green, and then you saw the variegated. Over here we have a Hoya australis that is doing super well. I got this plant from Etsy, and then I have a Hoya australis Lisa right next to it, which is basically the variegated version. And then we come over this way, I have my Hoya obovata over here, which has the nice round leaves. Super, super cool looking plant. I can't wait till this plant gets super full because I really like it. Next to it, I have a Hoya latifolia, which has these big giant leaves. It only has 2 leaves and a very long stem. And this is one of the plants that I actually ordered from Asian Plant Exchange online. See if I can zoom in there. So yeah. And then coming up here, we have the Hoya macrophylla variegata. This plant is doing pretty well. He actually suffered some damage earlier this year when the shelf that he was sitting on fell over. So he got kind of squished, and leaves got broken and stems got broken. So he's still on the rebound. And because Hoya grow so slowly, he's gonna be looking like a rebound for for a while. He wasn't looking that great before though, but now he really looks like he has issues. Anyway, so we have another Hoya Lisa down there. This I think is a carnosa, Hoya carnosa, and it actually needs to be watered. All of these need to be watered, but the reason I know that this one definitely needs water is because the foliage is soft. And that's one of the ways that I tell with Hoya if they need water, is if that foliage is no longer hard anymore. So let's see. So everything on this area I know for sure is tangled up. So let me see if I can single out some things. So down here I have a Dischidia watermelon. Let me zoom in on that because that is a really cute plant. Get zoomed in. Okay, So down here, if you see that foliage, it kind of looks like mini watermelons. Hope you can see that. There you go. So it looks like mini watermelons. It's actually starting to trail now, which is super cool. I got a long, like 2 long strands of this in January from Etsy, and I divided the strand, like I snipped the strands up and then rooted them into 3 separate pots. So I have 3 of these right now, and they're all doing pretty well. Right here is a Hoya Sarawak. She actually gave me 1 other leaf that died, and then this is her latest leaf, and it's gorgeous, so gorgeous. So right here I have a variegated string of hearts that is going over here, and it's actually flowering. Let me see if I can find you a flower. Here we go, right here. So they're all just kind of intertangled, and I don't want to break anything by trying to divide them. So here is a string of pearls. I actually rooted that earlier this year, and it's doing super well. When I first put it in the pot, it was not trailing at all, and it was so tiny, so it's doing so well. I love it. Next to it is a Dischidia apple leaf. Now this one does have a couple different names. So this one's also called Oyantha, if that's how you pronounce it. And then it's called Jerry, and then it's called apple leaf. So I don't know. I don't know which is like the scientific name, but yeah. So here is my latest find. Let me just back up and show you guys my pride and joy. So right here is the Dischidia platyphylla, something like that. Let me show you. Look how beautiful this is. Oh no, it's stuck, it's stuck. See, that's why I didn't want to move anything. Okay, good, it's off. So I found this at a local nursery, not local, but close enough. And it was such a good price, so I had to grab it. It's beautiful. So it is in bloom, and it is so gorgeous. This plant, I'm telling you, like this pot, it was so inexpensive for this full plant. Like I paid 25 bucks for this, or 22, one of those things. So to me, that's a steal. Absolute steal. So gorgeous, you guys. So stinking gorgeous. So down below, I actually have 2 Sansevierias. The one on the left is, I think its name is Moonlight, and then the other one I don't know exactly what it's called, but it is growing super fast. Both of them are. And a lot of people give advice for Sansevierias, and you know, they can survive in low light. They can even, you know, do okay, but I find that they do so much better in a higher light. And what I love about like house plants is that some of the stuff that I keep as a house plant, some of my, you know, Instagram friends have these plants in part of their landscapes. Like Sansevieria just is part of just growing in their garden, you know, and I love that. I love seeing that. I love down in Florida, you just have monsteras just growing on the side of the road, or, you know, elephant ear plants, colocasias just growing on the side of the road or in people's yards. Like I love that. I love that so much. So over here is a fiddle leaf fig that I've had for probably about 3 years now. I bought it, it was in a 6-inch pot, and I have actually chopped this plant twice. So I chopped it twice because I wanted some branching on it, and it is finally starting to branch for me. And since I know someone's gonna ask, the pine cones are to keep the cats out of my pots. The pots that are more wide open, where you can see a lot of soil surface, they like to climb and scratch in there. And I even caught one peeing in there. Actually, it was Stormy. I'll just say it. It was Storm. And Storm is down there with Jonesy. And I caught her peeing in it when she was a kitten still. So, yeah. So ever since then, I have put pine cones or seashells, like rough seashells on the top of the soil, just to deter them from climbing in them, from scratching the soil out. So let's move along. So right here, I'll start with the center plant. This is a Scindapsus trubii. Now let me get that down because it's hard to see it. So I took all 3 plants down. So right here is the Scindapsus trubii. Beautiful. This is Acosta Farms. And then I have the Hoya carnosa or Hoya crimson princess here that I just repotted in a recent video. I actually had 3 separate plants that I put together. And then over here is the Peperomia Hope. And this plant, I do not like this plant. It's always trying to die. It's always some issue with it ever since I got it. So he's just here. If he dies, I don't care. So there he is. I do love the way he looks, but yeah, he's a jerk. Hang on. See, this is why I cannot stand the Peperomia Hope. I just picked it up and a whole giant vine fell off of it for no reason. I might try to propagate it, but honestly, do I want more little jerks? I don't think so. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the plants that I showed today, feel free to leave me a comment and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!